Today's episode is brought to you by the Be Real Podcasting Network. For more episodes like this, check out BREELnetwork.com.
Hi, Adam. We're back.
Hey, Scott.
For Your Distraction is here again.
Yes, we are.
So we're out of the friendly confines of our studio yet again.
We're on the road.
We're on the road. It's my fault. My fault completely, and we'll explain.
So you're the one to blame.
Yes, we are. This is the second time we've done it from here.
Yes, but it's better quality compared to the last time.
Yes. We did it early on in our career, but we are coming to you live, recording live, from Cravings Cafe and Creamery in beautiful downtown Sharon, Pennsylvania, our favorite ice cream sandwich coffee shop. We got our whole setup down here. So we're recording a little bit early this week because I'm going out of town.
Yes, you were kind enough to tell me yesterday.
Yeah.
You were going out of town.
Yeah, it was a real last-minute thing, so I do apologize, but I'm going to St. Louis.
St. Louis.
You can find me in St. Louis.
I've never been. What's St. Louis like?
I went once when I was a kid, but I don't really remember, So
you're all excited about something you don't remember.
No, I don't really remember. I remember seeing, the St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the west, and, drive. I think I just was passing through St. Louis, so I don't think I did much there. So I'm actually going to stay there and enjoy the sights and sounds. What happens is my sister Jenny, friend of the show, she's been on here before. She's a senior at the University of Nebraska in Lincoln. She is a gymnast on the women's gymnastics team. And their team made it to national championship.
Go Huskies! Are they the Huskies?
They're not the Huskies.
What are they?
The Cornhuskers. Huskers. So you were close. The Cornhuskers.
Who is the Cornhusker?
Adam, have you ever been?
Who wants to be a corn? I've husked some corn in my day, and that's not fun.
Have you ever been to Nebraska?
No.
If you would have ever been to Nebraska, you will realize why they're called the Cornhuskers.
But it's like
because there's nothing else.
But it's like, what about the gladiators?
There's no gladiators there.
The stallions, the mustangs.
There's not as many as corn.
The bulls, even the bulls. I mean, I'm sure there's farms.
It's all about what feeds bulls and mustangs and stallions. What feeds them?
I mean, who's stronger?
Corn makes them strong.
But who is stronger?
Is that relevant at all?
I mean, if you were to ask Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you had to get in a fight between a cow or Arnold Schwarzenegger,
It's a picture of me, literally taking the bull by the horns. So I'm going to St. Louis.
Yes, you're going to St. Louis.
Yeah, I'll let you know when we come back. We'll do a show and I will let you know what it's like. Yeah. So
this show, because it's last minute, it might be a little bit shorter than our normal episodes. Usually we do a little bit of research on some stuff before we drink some beer and then just talk about nonsense. And completely avoid all our topics of conversation.
And we still have no fucking clue what we're talking about.
No, we don't.
But we do it anyway. So
I like to have a game plan sometimes, though.
So again, big shout out to Cravings. If you're ever in the Sharon, Mercer County area, drop by. It's a really cool place. So we're doing it from here because our studio was...
We're doing it.
We couldn't use our studio tonight, so we're here.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it and doing it and doing it. Wow. That's from American Dad.
Yeah.
Remember that episode?
LL Cool J.
Is that from that too? I never used to listen to LL Cool J.
You never listened to LL?
I never said I never did. I said I didn't actively listen to LL.
I love LL.
He was never one of my go-to rappers.
So I had a old school hip hop phase, and it was awesome. Don't know why I ever got out of that phase because it's really great stuff. So yeah, LL was a big fan. So we're gonna do the beer of the show now, Adam, and you helped me pick it out. What's it called? You wrote it down.
It's called the Blackberry Bugsy. Blackberry Bugsy.
Blackberry Bugsy from the Brutus Brewing Company, which is the neighbor right where we are here at Cravings. They're also in downtown Sharon. Adam, we just took a little walk over there, and I got my growler filled up, and we decided on the Blackberry Bugsy.
Yeah, it kind of stuck out. It is a wheat porter. So
a wheat porter.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go first?
I'll go first. It is. You could definitely taste the blackberries. It's a darker tint to the color. I would
Very
say
dark, yeah.
It's not. It's definitely not light. You can't see anything through it. If you dropped a penny in there, you lose it. You never see it again.
Make a wish.
Yeah. Like I said, you could definitely taste the blackberries. It's got like a bit of. I think you mentioned this before when we were sipping it. It's got a bit of like a bitter and sweet at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not heavy, but it's very watered down.
It looks heavy. It's got legs, but it is very watery. And that's, I like Brutus Brewing Company, but I've noticed a trend with their beers. They all seem to be very watery.
It's been a long time. You know what? Actually, I don't think I've ever had anything from the Brutus Brewing Company. Now I think, but I've been to that place, but I've never actually had any of the Brutus Brewing Company's beers.
Adam,
What?
you have, because we've done it on the show twice
That's right.
before.
I forgot. That's right. I did forget. That's right. You did say that.
We did their pumpkin beer once a long time ago, and more recently we did the snake hips. Snake hips, and I think each
Okay.
time we did it, we're like, it's good. Tastes a little bit watery, but good.
I mean, maybe they need to like fix their beer. Like maybe not make it so watery.
Some people like that though. Maybe that's just their thing.
Maybe it's like this Arius thing.
Well,
Didn't you make a comment about somebody was asking for Bud Light or something like that? Something
Yeah.
along the lines. I want something that's like Bud Light or Miller Lite or something.
let's not open that can of worms because I think people suck. But it is what it is. We got the Blackberry Bugsy from Brutus.
I give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
It's got a good taste. It loses points for the wateriness, but it's got a good taste. It's a nice little beer to drink. Give it a 3 out of 5.
I'm going to join you. I'm also going to give it a 3 out of 5. I like it. We're going to drink it. I enjoy it. I just feel like when I saw I love blackberry. Blackberry is one of my favorite flavors. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's probably real good. And I do taste the blackberries, but not as much as I'd want. You don't want it overpowered. I've had some of those blueberry beers that's almost like overpowering with fruit. I don't want that. But at the same time, I want a little more than this. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 also. But
All right.
definitely a solid beer. So thanks again to the Brutus Brewing Company for supplying the beer of the show.
Yes, thank you. Head down there. So I was watching. I like to watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I like, you're a commercial guy. You like to watch commercials on the television. In between those pesky TV shows, you want to get to those nice commercials. I was thinking about this, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't think a sitting president is allowed to have, or should be allowed to have, commercials about themselves, about the work they're doing on TV and videos and stuff, even if it's not by their own hand. And I'm saying this because I was watching a video and a commercial about Donald Trump and his regime, I guess is what we'll call it, came on. They were talking about how the Republicans are keeping their promises and they're doing this and that and the other thing, and like all these ads for these people, and I'm like, but like, are they? So I want to hear your thoughts about that. Like, do you think? I think it's a thing where a sitting president, unless it's like an election year, I don't think they should be allowed to, even if they don't do it themselves. I think it should be illegal, maybe not legal, but like super frowned upon for anybody to do an ad about them.
Well, I mean, our president is a reality TV star, so it's kind of hard to keep him from the screen, like from in front of a camera. Like it doesn't bother me as much. I didn't see this commercial. I wish I would have now. It doesn't bother me that they're doing a commercial. It bothers me with the content where you said that the Republican Party is keeping their campaign promises.
Yeah.
Is that what it said?
It's like they're basically, it was a Republican propaganda kind of ad where it's basically like, they're keeping their promises and everybody's doing a lot better so far, and no matter who's trying to keep us down, we're gonna fight for it and we're gonna do better and blah 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 blah. That kind of thing.
Let me just tell you that that's completely false. The Republicans have not kept hardly any of their promises. As a matter of fact, I have a list here.
You do.
I have a list here of things that Trump said he was going to do. He said he was going to defeat ISIS in 30 days. What's going on with that, Adam? Update?
ISIS is still in power,
Okay.
and yeah, it's all around bad.
Okay. He said he was going to ban Muslims from entering the country. We have an update on that, Adam.
He almost did it.
He almost did, but then
He
what happened?
almost did
The
it.
courts overturned
Then
it.
they realized that there was no reason
They-
to ban the Muslims, so they
They
just
realized
kinda-
that it's against the law.
Yeah, I
So
mean-
so that didn't happen either. Okay. He said he was going to repeal Obamacare. Update, Adam. Update.
Obamacare is still in full force right
Yeah,
now.
couldn't-
which I would almost argue is not necessarily the best thing. We don't need to repeal it, but we do need to change it.
Okay.
It needs some changes.
But he said repeal Obamacare.
yes, he did.
Day one.
Oh yeah.
No, didn't happen. Okay. He said he was going.
Even though, despite his own words recently, he did say in an interview, "I didn't say repeal and replace Obamacare. I didn't say that. I didn't say within the first 30 days."
But yes, he did.
yes, he did.
He actually did, and
He
they
did
have
say
a
that.
clip of him saying
He
that.
did say that, but that
Okay.
doesn't matter.
All right. Okay. Here we go. He said he was going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. Adam, update.
Right now, if there was a wall going to be built, it's going to be the American public that's going to pay for it, unfortunately.
Okay.
So no,
Okay.
Mexico is not paying for
Okay.
any wall.
He said, well, he criticized President Obama for playing too much golf. Can we get an update on that? How's
He's
Trump?
had about 5 vacations a month since his presidency. Every single weekend he likes to go away.
And what's he do on vacation?
Plays golf.
Okay.
On the American dollar now, mind you. On the American dollar, you are paying for his golf.
Okay. He said he was going to drain the swamp. Adam, can we get another update?
He did drain the swamp, and then we found all the toads and the swamp creatures that live underneath.
So he
did do that.
He didn't drain the swamp. He replaced the swamp with his friends and millionaires.
You can say
Right,
that.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you can
okay.
say that if that's how you want to put
All
it.
right. We have. He was going to make no cuts. Make no cuts to Medicare. Update, Adam.
I actually don't know the answer to
Oh.
the question. I would assume
He's trying to.
would assume that he's
Yes,
he's trying
trying.
to because
Trying to cut
it would,
Medicare.
it would
yes.
give him more money.
Okay. He said he was going to refuse his salary. He was not going to accept his salary.
I
Adam,
mean,
can we get an update
Did
on that?
anybody believe that?
Okay.
I mean, can we get the audience a poll from there? Did anybody believe that?
Okay. He said he was going to build the Keystone XL pipeline with American-made steel. Adam, can we get an update on that?
Isn't it like Russian steel? No.
Correct.
Yeah, it's like Russian stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vladimir.
Oh, wait.
Did
The
he-
last one on my list.
Did he do something?
He did it.
What did he do?
He did it, Adam. He did this last one. Blame Obama and the media for everything. He did it. He kept his promise. He
Oh,
kept his
yeah.
promise on that. Unreal. But some of the other things, he said he was going to donate his salary. He said Mexico's going to pay for the wall. He was going to leave his business and let his children run it. Yeah, he's still the CEO of Trump International. He was going to release his tax returns if he got elected. We're still waiting to see that. He's a big phony liar. So I don't care.
big phony.
I don't necessarily disagree with him doing commercials. That's whatever. I'm fine with that. I'm just mad at the content because
Can I ask you
he's a
something?
great big phony.
Has he done anything good so far, in your opinion? Anything? Even one thing
Oh God, good.
that you
Has
agree
he
with?
done anything
agree
good
with?
that I agree with? Okay, well, here's one thing. Just recently in the news, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Adam, but he launched a strike on Syria, where he blew.
I heard about
yes,
this,
you hear
yes.
about that? So, I neither disagree or agree with it. I think I'm not going to criticize him for it, and here's why. Because I would be a hypocrite. Because back in 2013, President Obama suggested we do the same exact thing. And in fact, he put it to Congress. Hey, I'm going to bomb the shit out of Syria because they suck. So the problem with that is, Adam, the Congress at the time, which was controlled by Republicans, they all came out and said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So now that there's a Republican president, magically delicious, all of these Republicans all of a sudden changed their mind. Now they're all gung-ho for it. So the excuse they're using is, well, Assad and Syria, they're using chemical weapons now on their own people. Well, back in 2013, they were just using regular weapons on their people. So I guess when you use smoke bombs and gas and kill innocent women and children, that's stepping over the line. But if you shoot a rocket into an apartment complex and kill 27 people, well, he did it with a regular bomb. So I guess that's okay, right, Adam?
Hey, at least they're not as bad as Hitler. Hitler didn't use chemical weapons, remember?
Yeah, Sean Spicer
Remember?
said that Hitler didn't use chemical. Tell the Jews that. Donald Trump and Sean Spicer.
I'm pretty sure the gas chambers, they use chemicals in that. But
It's called the gas
They've been-
chamber for a reason.
they've been using chemical weapons for centuries.
Oh,
If you really think about it, there's been maybe not the same kind of chemical
World War
warfare,
One.
but
World
like
War One they did. Yeah.
not even that, like for centuries now. Like chemical weapons have been used. So like, come on,
Yeah. So
Scott, this is coming out of the White House. That's what this information is coming straight from the lips of the people in charge of us. People that run the country say this.
So my point is, back to the whole Syria
Yes.
thing. I'm going to wrap it up and make my point here. But the Republicans didn't want Obama to bomb Syria, but they're fine with Trump doing it. And all of a sudden, Trump does it. He blows up a couple military installations and messes up some runways. I think all of 7 people were killed. And they cheer him and applaud him for this. I don't think it's going to do anything. Is it going to stop Syria from using weapons on their people, chemical or regular?
I mean, why would it?
No, it's not going to stop. They're going to continue to fight and kill their people. So, I mean, I'm fine with him doing it because they are bad people and they need to be stopped. But this isn't going to stop them, so I'm not ready to suck his dick off for doing this. Secondly, and most importantly, I don't care what happens so long as we, the United States of America, don't get bogged down into another decades-long, stupid, pointless, idiotic war in the Middle East. You want to shoot missiles over there and get bad guys? Fine. But no boots on the ground. That's what I have to say about that. And why they're for it now and they were against it when Obama suggested the same thing, I'll never know. So,
Can I ask you something, Scott?
yes.
Do you feel better now? It's been a while since you've had a very politically heated discussion. You gave it up for Lent on social media.
I did, Adam, and
You feel
for your distraction, it's like my only avenue to release this.
Every
But
time I
guess what?
see you, you're scratching your neck like you're just
I'm ready. Guess what?
Lent is over.
Lent, almost. Easter signals the end of Lent, and for those of you listening, if search Scott Malenky, SCOTTMALENKY on Facebook, that's me. You are going to be in for a treat.
It's gonna be just not.
It's going to be
It's
fun.
You're gonna. Post,
I'm gonna lose
you're gonna-
some friends.
You're gonna post so much that's all that's gonna be on the timeline.
I'm gonna lose some friends.
Nobody's
I
gonna
can't-
be able to get a word in
Adam,
edgewise.
I can't wait.
I imagine your phone is basically the storage just filled with memes and pictures and things like that.
I've
of
been
things you're gonna
saving
post.
them. Oh, I've been coming across some good ones, and I'm like, oh, I'm screen capturing that mug. Wait till Easter. Dude, I got so many on deck.
Now, you can do it on Easter or after Easter.
Well, I'm going to be in St. Louis on Easter, so I imagine I'm going to do it after
Well,
Easter.
it's the power of having a mobile phone. You can do it anywhere you want to do.
I
So
know.
That's not an excuse.
But I'm going to be with family. I don't want to get all worked up. I'm on vacation. I'm with family. I'm having a nice time. I don't even want to think about that Cheeto nightmare 1 minute more than I have
He's
to.
dangerously cheesy.
You know what? I like traveling. I got a lot of traveling. We're going to St. Louis. Then in June, I'm going to Florida, going to the beach, and I'm going to Disney again. And then in July, I'm flying to California. So I'm doing a lot of traveling.
Jesus.
I got to be careful when I fly, though, Adam.
Now, yeah.
I got to be careful. Apparently, they're ruthless. These airlines are absolutely ruthless.
Yeah, I know the story you're talking about.
Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I heard about it. It's the United Flight story where there's a guy that got dragged off a plane. I guess what happened was, from what I understand, and I don't know how much you know about the story, I'm assuming you know a lot about it. They had a full flight, and I guess there was a few 4 employees that had to get to. They were like stewardesses. They had their job on another plane or something like that, and they had to get on. And the flight attendants, I guess everybody had boarded, but you know how they like to do if they overbooked a flight or something like that. They try to throw little incentives at you, like, oh, we'll give you a gift card for this, or we'll give you $600 or $800 or something like that if you give up your seat and switch to a different flight or whatever. They get those kind of incentives. This one guy would not give up his seat. He's like, no, I'm not giving up my seat. I guess they got a few of them, but nobody else would do it. So what they do is they pick at random. Like, get the computer and they pick at random a seat, and if you get picked, I think they'll still give you the gift card and stuff like that. But they're like, you gotta use a random pick. It's Russian roulette. You gotta go.
I was on a flight one time, Adam, and the flight I was on was overbooked, and they came on the loudspeaker, and they said, "Hey, we're overbooked." I think it was by 2 people. We need 2 people to give up their seats, and we're offering you. This is what they offered us. I think it was $500 in cash, a free night stay at a hotel nearby, a voucher for, I think it was like $60 for dinner, and a free ticket per person, which is good for an entire 365 days to go anywhere. So I was flying with Kristen, my wife, and we had 1 kid at the time. We had Eva. We thought about it.
That's a pretty sweet
We're
deal.
like, shit, that's a pretty good deal. She got on the phone. She tried to make some phone calls. We had somebody picking us up from the airport. And by the time she was trying to secure somebody to take us home the next day, they were gone. People snatched those up real quick. So from what I understand, it's kind of the same deal. It was a flight from Chicago to Louisville, and they were overbooked by 4 people. So they did the same thing, the same song and dance. They offered $500, $600, all the way up to $800. I think it was like $1,000 per person. And they were giving them a free night stay plus a free ticket on the next flight out in the morning, maybe some other stuff. They kept offering this, and they kept upping the deal, sweeten the pie a little bit.
Well, they stopped at like 800.
They stopped at 800?
They wouldn't go.
Okay.
They wouldn't go. It was like something like that. They wouldn't go any higher than that.
Well, nobody was going. Nobody went.
I think there was a couple people that did, but
they went toward the end. From what I understand, there was 4 people. Nobody took the deal until
that's
they
because you never take the first deal. That's the problem. You never take the first deal
until they said, "Okay, we're going to select people at random." When they selected 4 people at random, the 3 people grudgingly got up and were like, "Oh, motherfucker!" And they walked out. They got their $800, a free hotel stay, and tickets the next morning. But the 4th gentleman was a doctor, an elderly doctor from Louisville, and he said, "No, I have to get home. I have patients I have to see in the morning." So what happened next, Adam?
Well, they called security,
Right.
And they proceeded to force this man out of his seat like he was a 5-year-old.
I mean, if you guys haven't seen the video yet, it's all over. It's viral. I imagine everybody's seen it. Check this video out. It's freaking crazy. It's like the guy was talking shit on John Cena from the stage, and all of a sudden the music started playing.
I guess he hit his head on the arm of the chair.
He was
from what
bloody.
I heard.
He was bloody.
And
all over there.
they basically knocked him out. Like, he knocked himself out and they dragged him off. And
so yeah, it's crazy. The people they were trying to fit on, yes, they were employees. They're called deadheads. They have to fly from one airport to another because they have to be at the other airport to be on the next flight. All kinds of crazy shit. My brother-in-law worked for the railroad, and he deadheads on trains quite a bit. My father-in-law actually used to work for United Airlines. He worked at the Pittsburgh airport, then he worked at the Hartford, Connecticut airport, and then Cleveland, Ohio. He was all over the place. He doesn't work for them anymore, but he did for a long, long time. So I guess United is really getting some backlash on this. I guess their stock went down 4%, and they lost $1 billion with a B, $1 billion.
Well, United has been known for being a shitty airline, like not being a great. Like there was, if I remember correctly, it was United. This other story that I heard about. There was this girl who was flying with her mother, and I can't remember how old this girl was. She might have been she was like a teenager, all right, and she was wearing yoga pants, as the girls like to do. And United stopped her before she got on the plane and said, "You can't wear those. That's not appropriate for flying." So she was not allowed to wear yoga pants. She had a dress in her suitcase, so she had to actually put on her dress.
It's actually, I know that story. That she was a teenager, I think, or she was a young adult. She was flying on a friends and family ticket.
Yeah.
And the friends and family ticket have dress codes. So
That's fine, but I've also I that you are correct that was a part I did forget about the story.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I've also, as I'm reading the story, I've read a lot of other people that were talking about it, and they were saying, "Yeah, I'm on the friends and family thing, and I've worn yoga pants and all that kind of stuff on there." And they were like, "I know people that have done that. And they were never stopped for their dress code." So it's like a iffy thing where it's like there's kind of rules that they have the rules there, but nobody really enforces the rules because nobody gives a shit.
So do you blame United Airlines? Are you pissed? Are you never flying United or Friendly Skies?
I don't fly anyway.
But
I don't go
are
anywhere.
you going to boycott them? Are you
Sure,
pissed?
I'll boycott them.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because I'm not flying. I don't fly, so
I'm going to play devil's advocate, Adam. Can you go with me here?
Yeah,
for a minute?
I've done it plenty of times on here.
I'm not condoning what they did, but it is the policy of the airline. When you purchase your tickets, it says you are subject to cancellation for any such reasons, including overbooking. I think overbooking is a terrible, terrible thing. And the fact that the FAA considers it legal is horrible. All airlines do it.
Yeah.
Delta, US, American, United, Southwest, they all do it. They all practice the overbooking policy. Makes no fucking sense to me. I mean, if you're at a sports arena, you have 65,000 seats, you sell tickets to 65,000 butts for the seats. You don't sell more and then say, oops, we had more people show up than what I thought we were going to. We got to kick some of you out. No other industry does that. Maybe hotel industry, I don't know. But nobody else does that except for the airlines. And I think it's stupid, but you can't really blame United because it's the game. They're playing the game. It's capitalism 101. And they didn't forcibly remove the man. Airport security did. So I don't know if it was O'Hare or Midway, one of the Chicago airports. You got to blame those security men for being as rough as they were. United is following procedure. Procedure is set by the FAA. The federal government sets it. They say overbooking is okay with us. United didn't do anything wrong. And their CEO has come out and said, hey, we didn't break any laws. We did nothing wrong. The man was treated poorly by being drug out and bloodied, but we didn't do that. That was airport security. And we condone that. We don't condone that at all. That's terrible. So how do you blame United? They're just, hey, they're playing the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's a very, very, very valid point. A very well put together thought. My counter argument is eat a dick.
Exactly.
Eat a dick.
It is.
That's my counter argument.
My argument. It's fine. It's legal, but is it ethical? Is it moral to do that shit? No, it's not. You're greedy fucking capitalists, and stop it. Just fucking stop it. I think and I think this is going to raise awareness now. People are going to fight for overbooking, and it's going to be a thing now. This poor guy, this poor doctor, he got bloodied all up. I feel for him. I do.
Yeah. He also made a lot of claims saying that he was being discriminated against because he was Chinese nation born. He was born in China.
He was
apparently,
Asian.
And he said he was born in China, and
Okay.
he was saying like this is discrimination against the Chinese and everything like that. At that point, I kind of lose all interest in what he has to say, because if your immediate thing is like just because you're being treated like shit, your immediate thing is like, oh, I'm being treated like shit because of my nationality. It's like, well, is that the case? Like, can you back that up with like. Did the security guard bang you on the head and say, get in line, chink? Or something like that?
I want to know the other three people kicked off. Were they like, all right, we got to... Nobody's biting, Captain. What do we do? All right, just select a couple of the darkies and take them up. There's only 3, Captain. All right, are there any chinks? Yep, we're good. If that happened, then you got a problem.
In the history of the United States, is there anybody that's on that passenger plane that ever worked on a railroad? Those are the people we got to go for. Anybody wear a turban or worked on a railroad?
First of all, let's throw the Muslims off. I'm trying to make it home.
It's fucked up.
It is so
That's
fucked up. Yeah, I don't think. I think it's a terrible policy, and United should have done the right thing, but they're just another greedy corporation. So what do you expect?
There's something else I want to talk about. Another story that interests me a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. I was looking at the news on my phone, and I was reading about this story. The Alabama Senate has authorized this church known as the Briarwood Presbyterian Church. They have been authorized, and it's going to get pushed to the House of Representatives to see if they can have their own police force. Basically, a church is getting its own army, essentially, is what's happening. And what they want it to be for, because they have like 4,000 people that attend their church or some churches or some bullshit.
It's a mega church, right?
Yeah, it's one of those big ones, and
They have like Starbucks and Barnes and Noble on the inside.
yeah. And the authority of this coalition of armed forces would be basically to watch their properties, make sure that the people that are attending their church are protected, things like that.
Do they have a school? Is it a school too?
I think they have a school too. It's like a whole thing. They mentioned campus, so I imagine they must have had a school.
I think they have a school.
But
it's a parochial school there.
What's being pushed is they're going to have all the rights and authority of an actual police force. Like that's what's being
They
pushed.
carry a gun?
Yes, and it
They
was,
can arrest you?
Yes, and it was blocked before too. They've been trying to do this in the past, and it's been blocked before. But now all of a sudden, it's being pushed because I would guess majority Republicanism is going on or something. I don't know.
It's Alabama.
That
That's
too.
a fair assessment.
That too.
It's in Birmingham, Alabama.
I don't remember exactly where. I
Can
would
you
imagine
paint
Birmingham.
Me a Birmingham.
Yeah, I saw this and I'm like, that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope
It is a
right
slippery
there.
slope,
Like, it's totally unnecessary. Even schools don't have their own police force. They have security, and I have no problem having a church having security, but a police force
Yeah.
that has the same authority as the police officers, and like. There was a certain phrase that was used when I was reading the story, and I can't find the exact article I was reading, but it had something to do with they would be backed up no matter what their actions would do, or some shit like that as a police force. Some dumb, stupid bullshit like that. I want to hear your thoughts on it because I told you to look that up, and you said you had some unique thoughts about the armed forces
Well, it's not
of Jesus Christ.
Crusades. Let's do it.
Yes.
So,
The Inquisition. What do you know?
so I, as you know, Adam, I'm a Christian. I don't go to church every Sunday, but
Here's a phrase. Here's a phrase I was talking about. I found it. The act will also provide limited immunity for members of such a program when they're acting within their duties. So, if they shoot somebody for not
For
believing
being black?
for not believing in Jesus Christ, they could have immunity for it. It's possible.
I don't agree with it, but at the same time, like you said, I'm okay with them having security. Full-time,
Not armed security. mind you.
full-time, round-the-clock security. No guns, no lethal. What do you mean by armed? You said non-armed.
Yeah, maybe like
Could you have,
a
like,
sword or something.
So this really is the Crusades now. Okay.
Maybe like a spiked mace, something like
Oh,
that.
no, I was being serious. Not about spiked mace, but what about
I'm
mace?
serious too.
What about actually having mace or maybe a nightstick, billy club? Like, I'm okay with that. A gun is fucking lethal. I don't think you need that. At the same time, Adam, you went to a private school. I went to public school in the same town. Did you guys have any police or security?
No. God, no.
No?
I remember going to school and then I would hear stories about other schools that have like metal detectors and shit like that, and I thought that was the craziest fucking thing in the world. Like
So,
there was no security.
The school I went to, I'll give you a little bit of background, we didn't have metal detectors or anything like that. We didn't have round-the-clock security either. But where my school was, it had a shared I guess you'd say entrance, like driveway, if you will. The high school was on the right. The next building over was the Pennsylvania National Guard Armory. So there was fucking tanks parked in the yard.
Yeah, there were.
The next building over from there was the police department. So if you go on the entrance, you're either going to the police department, the high school, or the armory. So there was cops in and out all the time. We had a city police officer who was at our school every morning. He had this little fucking desk, and he had a gun on his hip. And he sat there in the desk as people were coming in to start the day. And you'd go by, you'd say, "Oh, hello, officer," whatever. He'd wave back, and you'd go to your class. That was it. But he left after, like, first period started. You, like, never saw him again. Until the end of the day, he was back for dismissal. And
That's
he
right,
was
because-
usually standing
because those-
outside directing traffic.
Because those locked doors in between the afternoon and the morning are really what's keeping out a gun shooter.
My point was, there was a cop for me in school for arrival and dismissal. But I never saw him in 4 years of going to school there. Never saw him once during the day. If there was a fist fight, which happened a couple times a year at my school, big all-out brawl, 2 kids, 2 guys, usually it was 2 girls, getting into a fight, you know what they did?
What?
They called the cops. That's how my school dealt with fights. They called the police, and they took the kids to the police station to deal with it. That's how they dealt with fights at my school. I always thought that was crazy. Like shit. So many people that had beef, they'd be like, "We're not fighting in school. We'll meet a time to, after school, we'll meet somewhere." And, never fought during school because my school was just like, "You're going to jail. You fight, you go to jail." So that was it. But back to this whole church thing.
I think it's more because it's a church.
I'm
than
thinking
anything else.
about the school. The school that's on that campus. I don't
Well,
want...
is it a school, or are they just calling it a campus because it's a
No,
mega church?
I think there's a school there.
Is there?
I think I
Okay.
read, I could be wrong, but I think I read in the article that there's a K through 12 private school through the church.
And we want armed forces on our K through 12 private school.
I would be no, not necessarily.
They said that. I think they said their biggest reasoning for wanting their own police force to privatize their own military was because it was mainly after the Sandy Hook shootings. That's why they wanted to do it, because they
Right.
wanted to protect everybody. And I can understand that, but it's like
That's the conservatives' answer to
it's
all.
like
How do you stop guns? Give more guns.
I mean,
gun trumps gun, apparently.
history is what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
those who don't learn history are doomed to repeat the acts. So it's like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like I'm just not comfortable. I mean, granted, their authority doesn't extend beyond their property, and I guess that's fine. But like, are they gonna be like the next Vatican with their own private army and shit?
Yeah,
like, is that what's gonna happen? Like, I could see the fucking future, Scott. Like, I could see that kind of shit happening. Like,
You nailed it at first when you said it's a slippery slope. That's exactly what it is. It's a slippery slope. It sets a precedent that has never been seen before. So I guess
not to mention that they could have immunity for whatever their actions they do while they're on duty. So that's another thing that's a problem too.
back to the school. I keep revisiting the school. Sandy Hook was terrible. That broke my heart when that happened. To the point where I support police, Adam. I know I've given them shit before, but I support the police department. I have an uncle, I have friends who are police officers. The vast majority, I know a lot of good cops. They're good people. Just because there's a couple rotten police officers out there that shoot some black kid for stealing a Mountain Dew and a pack of gum, that's not every cop. There are bad cops, but I support the police in general. Therefore, I would honestly be okay with a police officer who's gone through extensive training and background checks and actually has become an enforcer of the law to be on that property with a gun on his hip. I'm okay with that. I don't want a trigger-happy, weekend course-taking security guard with a Glock that's just ready to shoot somebody.
Well,
and to me, that's what the police force is going to be at this church.
They the bill they presented was that anybody that would want to undergo the training and become a member of the police force would have to undergo the same rigorous training that you would have to go undergo with the police with police officers. Like, you would have to undergo like the same training and go through that. That's what they said that they wanted to do.
That's not easy to do. That's like
Yeah.
police academy. That's like not hard.
Like,
it's not an easy.
I don't
thing
know.
To do.
I don't know if it would be the same as like. I don't know if maybe it would be their own program, or they would bring police officers on board who would want to volunteer to teach them, or I don't think they'd send them to the police academy. But like they said that they wouldn't want them to go through like be taught by the police officer and go through the same training and learn and have the. They said they want to have the knowledge. I mean, how many churches have you said that knowledge is power? So.
Let me tell you how against megachurches I am in general. Megachurches make me sick. As a Christian, they are everything that goes against Jesus. I mean, think about it. I've been. I don't necessarily know if it's a megachurch, but there's a pretty decent sized church near where we live that has a very, very large congregation. And I went there one time, not for church service. There was another event being held there, and I happened to go. I walked in, and you thought I was joking. They legitimately had in their lobby, when you first walk in, it looked like a fucking mall. They had a Starbucks right there with a barista making lattes and espressos. They had a bookstore. It wasn't necessarily Barnes & Noble, but it was like a bookstore to the other side of it.
Yeah.
In a fucking church. Like, I remember when Jesus came to the temple and there was, peddlers selling stuff, and he flips the table. Like, this is do you guys even read the Bible? Like, this is not what
I didn't even know Jesus flipped the table.
Oh, dude.
Where's that Jesus?
First of all, Jesus is the man, okay? He's pretty cool. Say what you want.
I mean,
People do shitty stuff in his name, but he himself was an okay dude.
I would have loved to have learned in theology. I think I'd been more interested if I would have learned about the Jesus that flipped tables and wore leather jackets and sunglasses. Said, "Not in my building."
Drove a Harley, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have loved to learn about that.
He hung out with Steve McQueen. No, he was a man's man, I tell you. But I'm very much against these churches, like the Joel Olsteins of the world, who make millions and millions and millions of dollars. Like, that makes me sick. Those people, they're not men of God. They're men of money. And to me, this kind of church is doing that. I'm fine with protecting kids in schools, but to have your own police force, it's not. I don't agree with it, no.
I don't agree with it either, obviously. Totally against the church having its own police force. We don't need another Vatican, especially not in America. I don't even like the Vatican to begin with, to be honest with you. They hold the knowledge of the past. They hold it in secret in their secret vaults. It's wrong.
I want to go into the basement of the Vatican where they keep all those vaults and all that.
You want
crazy
Da Vinci
stuff.
Code it?
Like Da Vinci Code it, yeah, man. I want to Tom Hanks the shit out of that place. Oh man,
I would love to see. It's funny is what they're holding is probably not even that damning. That's the funny thing about it. It's probably not even that damning. Like, the worst thing they could be holding that would be against them would be that women should have more power in the church than men. That would be the worst thing for them.
Or as you go down there, they flip the screen and all of a sudden it reveals like the giant chamber, like an Independence Day with an alien standing there. Yeah, we knew about them, but they have all the answers and we don't want you to know them. So
Scientology, turns out he was onto something. He was onto something, turns out. Yeah. So we forgot to talk about something last week that we're going to. We've been reading some books lately, haven't we, Scott?
books,
Yeah, some books. Doing them readings.
book learning.
Yeah, some book learning. You said you've been reading a book, and I was a little surprised.
Yeah?
I'm used to you being the TV guy and the movie guy and the sports guy. I'm not used to you talking about how you've been reading a book lately.
Well, I've been doing a poor job of it, if that helps. I just figured I'd start reading this book. There's where I work, I'm just talking about this, there's a small bookstore that has a few books, and I picked one up there, and I thought, oh, this looks interesting. I knew about it already, and I wanted to have it for at work, because when I have downtime at work, can't really watch TV or a movie. So I don't read it at home. I've just been reading pages here and there at work. Lately, I've been busy at work, so I haven't been able to do it. But do you want to know what I'm reading?
What? Tell me.
I'm reading the book Odd Thomas by Dean Koontz.
Hey, I saw that movie.
Did you see the movie?
I did see the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie. But
It was okay. It was an okay watch.
So, to be honest, I wanted to finish the book before I saw the movie. But now I'm to the point, like, where you are with some of the television shows. I'm just like, I feel like I'm never going to finish this fucking book. I'm just going to watch the movie and be done with it. But, yeah, isn't old Chekhov in it?
May he rest in peace, yes.
What's his name?
Lord Savior Chekhov. I can't remember his name. I'm not good with names. I've said it before and I said it many times. That's the reason why I was never really good at history class. History and names and dates and things like that, it just doesn't.
Anton Yelchin.
Anton Yelchin. It just doesn't. It doesn't go well with me. So
He'll always be Chekhov to me.
Oh, Chekhov, the vessels. Anyway, how
where do you keep your nuclear vessels?
how is the book? How is it so far? You liking it? Is it okay, or are you like?
It's. I'm more like. I was at first. I'm like, oh, this is a really cool idea. After a while, it's classic Koontz. He's just a Stephen King ripoff wannabe, but it's entertaining.
Shots fired.
I mean, I'm kind of losing it.
Honestly, the cover looks like a Stephen King-esque type novel cover.
Yeah.
As I'm looking at it.
The cover, it's like black and silver with white and black writing, and it just shows the feet of someone walking in like skinny jeans.
He looks like a poor man's Mark Hamill. A young Mark Hamill.
This picture itself looks like it was taken from the early 80s, so
yeah.
I don't know, maybe the book was written then, I don't know. Whatever. So what are you reading?
I'm reading 2 books.
How do you read 2 at the same time?
I read a couple chapters in one, and then I get bored of it, and I'm like, let me go read the other one, and then get bored of it, and blah blah, and that's how I go back and forth. So I do the same thing with video games and TV shows. I think I have late onset ADHD because I just can't keep my focus on one thing for a long time. I've been reading. One is called Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman.
It's not a novel. Oh, Neil Gaiman.
Yes.
I know. Coast to Coast AM radio show I used to listen to, Art Bell. They always either talked about him or interviewed him. So
he's a really good writer.
Yeah.
Apparently, he loves the Norse mythology. He loves Thor and all that stuff. His first entrance into that world was Marvel's Thor, the comic books.
Did he write that?
No, he read him when he was a kid.
Oh, I see.
He read him when he was a kid, and after he read him, he's like, I love Thor so much. He's like, I want to know the real story. So he started reading on like the real Greek Norse mythology. He started reading the actual like legend stories, the actual myths and everything. And they're so completely different, obviously, than the Marvel stuff. But he said that he wrote this story because he wanted to have an accessible guide to the Norse mythology. He wanted it to be like the Norse stories, but written as if they were written today. So like we understand it. It's not using like old timey language and stuff like that. It's really interesting. I've gotten a few chapters into it, and it's basically like a Norse Bible kind of, where it's like some of the stories don't necessarily match up with things that happen in another story, and they're kind of just like old tales that you would tell around the campfire. Like, and he gave you like a quick background of some of the big players. Like, for example, we know in Marvel's Thor, Loki is Thor's brother, right? Turns out in Norse mythology he's not his brother. He's Odin's brother, actually. Okay. He's Odin's brother. I don't know if he really is if the whole legend says like he came from the giants and blah blah and he was a baby at the time. I don't think that had anything to do with any of that stuff, but yeah, apparently he's like he's more Odin's brother than Thor's brother. And it starts off telling you about the backstory, like how the world was created and about the end of the world and stuff like that. You find out why Odin wears a freaking eye patch and what happened to his eyeball. Like, that was an interesting story. He drank from like this well of knowledge or something like that, but he had to pay a price to do it. His uncle or something like that was a giant. He's the one that took care of the well, and he's like, you must give me your eye for the one drink of the well of knowledge. And so his eye is permanently floating in the well of knowledge because he had to give it up to drink it. It was interesting. It's a fascinating read. So I'm getting into that. I'm also reading H.P. Lovecraft.
Which one?
All of them.
Oh,
I'm
all
getting
of
it
them.
all of them. I found on Kindle, I don't know if it has every story, but it's like a complete synopsis of like all his stories that he wrote. So it's like a lot of short stories, a lot of longer stories, things like that. I don't know why. I think it was because I was thinking about Cthulhu, and I was thinking what a fascinating story that is. And I figured, you know what, I'll just get some H.P. Lovecraft and I'll just delve into those stories. The first story I read was The Alchemist. Scott, it's a fairly short story. I'm going to be honest with you, I've never had a story. I predicted the ending of it and everything like that because it was like the late 1800s, early 1900s when these stories are written. And obviously a lot of it's pretty predictable, and I predicted the end of it. I'm going to be honest with you, I've never read a book and actually got like a little freaked out by it. Like, a lot of people say, like, oh, some stories are scary, like ghost stories and stuff like that. I've never actually found reading stuff scary. I read this story and I'm like, that freaks me out a little bit. Like, let me look behind me, check my backside a little bit, make sure nobody's standing behind me or whatever.
There is a podcast, and actually it's not on anymore, but I loved it. It was called the Dead Authors Podcast.
Yeah.
You know that? My favorite one of all time was the one that H.P. Lovecraft was on.
Really?
Yes. If you've never heard that one, listen to it.
I'll have to download
Yes.
it.
Oh my gosh. It was the Dead Authors Podcast was a group of comedians, and the main comedian, the main character, played H.G. Wells,
They did the Time Machine.
who wrote The Time Machine. And in real life,
Which I have a copy of that on Kindle too. I've
not
never read it.
only did he write The Time Machine, but he actually invented the time machine. So he had a time machine, which he used to travel back and forward in time, and he used it to go back and get these other authors and bring them to present day.
Our
to
present
do-
day, not
to-
his present day.
Our present day.
Our present day.
To do a podcast with.
Yeah, it was
And
great.
other comedians would play these authors, and it was just so good. I'm so sad that podcast went away. It got a pretty good following.
I've listened to a few of those episodes. My two favorite ones were always Ben Franklin, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Those are my two
Yes.
favorite ones I had so far.
Listen to the H.P. Lovecraft one. I think Frederick Nietzsche might have been the other one. I don't even remember who it was, but it's so good. It's one of my favorite ones. So, Lovecraft, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I was hoping they'd be more short stories. Like, there's one story I got into where I'm starting to read it, and it's like 200 pages long or something like that. And I was like, that's fine, I'll read it. But I was kind of hoping they'd be more short stories, like 20 or 30 pages long, and I get a collection of those. But I'm getting into it. It's pretty cool. It's freaky.
You're not going to join a Cthulhu. What's this?
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu cult. Or
No.
It's actually pronounced Sulu. The Cthulhu is silent.
No.
You're not
Do
going to
they
join the
exist?
cult?
Do you think they really exist?
They
Cthulhu
do.
cults?
They do. They're a thing.
Like, I know they're a thing in like stories, but like,
So I'm just worried because there are like H.P. Lovecraft cults, just like there's L. Ron Hubbard cults. They call themselves Scientology, but basically it's these people who read these authors are like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Maybe this is a religion. Maybe you're dumb. Well, good luck with your reading.
good luck with your reading, sir. I
Yes.
hope you finish it. And when you watch a movie, lower your expectations a little bit. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
You know, keep them down a little bit.
Okay.
So this is fun doing this at Craving, Scott. We need to get out of the studio more. It's nice getting some sun, get outside a little bit, get some fresh air. Not that stuffy little studio we do it now. Let's get some fresh air.
Yep. Yes, definitely. Let's give it one more shout out to Cravings Cafe and Creamery, downtown Sharon, Pennsylvania. 76 Shenango Avenue, Sharon, PA. If you happen to be in downtown Sharon, come check out Cravings. You can find them on Facebook. Just search for Cravings. And they have a website. I think it's cravingspa.com. So definitely check out Cravings. It's a really fun place. Yeah, I like getting out. This is the second time we've been here. We've gone to the Deloney House a couple of times. We're going to have to take the show on the road.
You think?
Yeah.
You would think.
Again, to our fans, to all the listeners there, we apologize for this show. Like Adam said in the beginning, we didn't really research our topics that much. We just kind of went with it, but that's okay.
You know how like we do all the time. We prepare, a criteria. We write ourselves a little thesis statement before we present each topic, a little rough draft, and then at the end of time, we've got a nice little research paper for stuff we're going to talk about. And then we kind of tear it up and then drink some beer and just talk about Wolverine's ball sack.
Yeah, and we did. Yeah, exactly. We didn't. We did not have any show notes. We didn't rehearse.
It was very last minute is what we're trying to say.
We
It's very last minute is what we're trying to say. But you know what? We didn't want to provide or take away from you a show, deprive you of our just gentle sounds that come from our mouths and our vocal
We've never missed a
cords.
week.
We have not, and we didn't want to at all.
We've never missed a week. Let's keep the streak going.
Yeah. Let's keep it going till we're old and bitter and in old homes.
I also wanted to give a shout out to the Blackberry Bugsy, the beer of the show from the Brutus Brewing Company. Good, solid beer.
It's kept us hydrated. It's
It
not.
has.
It's a very casual drinking beer.
Yes.
The name sounds like something straight out of Looney Tunes, but besides that, I want to. You know what I want to do? I want to start a brewery. I know nothing about brewing beers. I'll be like the money man, I guess you would say. But I want it to be. I want the beer all to be Looney Tunes themed or cartoon themed. Maybe not Looney Tunes, but cartoon.
You'll get sued.
I mean. No, but yes, maybe.
Yes.
No, though. How are they going to find out? They're not going to find out. They'll be fine. It's a parody of the beer. It's a parody of their names and what they are. It's not them themselves. They're not saying, Daffy Duck is an alcoholic, but, only
How can people get a hold of For Your Distraction, Adam?
If you want to get a hold of For Your Distraction and tell us about the books you're reading right now, email us. fordistraction@gmail.com. Search for us on Facebook and Twitter. For Your Distraction at Podcast FYD on Twitter. We're on iTunes and SoundCloud. Search For Your Distraction. Like us, subscribe to us, follow us, comment on us, share us with your friends. The only way we're going to grow is if you help us grow. We are also a member of the Be Real Podcasting Network. So head over to BREEL network.com. We got a lot of good shows. We just introduced a new show. A new show has just joined the network. I believe the name is, if I remember correctly, Christy Doesn't Know Shit. If I remember
I haven't
correctly.
listened to it yet. I'm very intrigued.
Downloaded a couple episodes. I have not had the chance either, but I'm interested.
I might go listen tonight. Christy Doesn't Know Shit.
Christy Don't Know Shit.
Okay.
But yeah, head over there. Tons of great shows on there. Network is growing. It's going strong. It's not going anywhere, just like us.
Also, I mentioned this earlier. I got a shitstorm coming on Facebook. So if you want to friend me personally on Facebook, you can search for Scott Malinky. That's MALENKY, and just get ready. Just get ready. You're in for a wild ride. I'm gonna go nuts. Was it Podbean?
Podbean.
Yeah, we can listen to our show on Podbean now. We get points for it, right? How's that work?
No. We're not on Podbean.
We're not?
I haven't.
I thought our network was.
The network is, but you can, I guess. Yeah, I guess. But I think you have to search Movie Guys Podcast for that. I think Podbean.
How's that work, Adam?
Podbean is just a hub for the shows. You really want to go to like iTunes or the website, mostly. So you can search Movie Guys Podcast. I'm pretty sure we're all up there. So, but it doesn't matter. You can listen to us on iTunes or on the Be Real Network or Podbean or on the website.
I'm a son of a bitch.
We'll get the points no matter what, Scott.
Even if you listen on SoundCloud?
Well, no, because the network the network's not part of SoundCloud, Scott. The network's not part of SoundCloud.
This technology shit, Adam, it's hurting my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can't listen to us and get points for YouTube or anything. Like we're not on YouTube. It's not on there.
Damn.
So
just remember, folks, be careful when you fly United's friendly skies.